Watch out for the Shaq attack. Told you to watch out.
Hey, it's Janelle Waz, and welcome back to another episode of Waz Reviews. The infamous Shaq Fu. Back in the 90s, legendary basketball player Shaquille O'Neal was everywhere. Movies, music, and even a video game. Alright, basketball games are certainly a popular genre with the likes of NBA Jam, and Shaq is certainly an excellent choice for his own fighting game. Released in 1994 on the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo, Shaq Fu was partially an EA creation, and they were reportedly the ones who decided to turn a game about Shaq into a fighting game, instead of the obvious. Because when I think of Shaq, I think of him beating the crap out of random fantastical characters with Kung Fu. Shaq Fu, and not basketball. Over the years, Shaq Fu became notorious in gaming circles for being one of the worst games ever made. It even inspired a campaign to destroy every copy of the game. But not these two copies. I admit, I have fond memories of Shaq Fu growing up. Of course, I was rather young in the 90s and my video game palette hadn't quite developed yet. Nevertheless, I fondly remember playing and having fun with Shaq Fu as a kid. Not sure that's something I should admit, but there it is.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
But sitting down to some Shaq Fu recently, I had to wonder, is Shaq Fu really as bad as everyone says it is? Is it really one of the worst games ever made, and is there anything that even redeems it? And most importantly, is Shaq truly a Shaquido master? Yes, that's a term in this game. Well, sit down and stare into Shaq's eyes on the back of the box, and pay no mind to the red eyes in the background. This is Shaq Fu, a game that spans over time and space, and Pepsi product placement.
Don't even think about it.
But before I go further, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I talk a lot about Star Trek, video games, and whatever else I feel like talking about. And if you'd like to help support the channel, consider becoming a member. Be great to have you aboard. Okay, a fighting game based around basketball legend Shaq. That's the entire game, right? Nope! There's a plot to this game. Shaq is in Tokyo for an all-star charity game, and he's exploring the town with its various Pepsi product placement when he runs into a Kung Fu dojo. Never mind that he's in Japan and Kung Fu is Chinese. I mean, should I look for any kind of accuracy in a game called Shaq Fu? Inside the dojo is an old man. Noticing Shaq's rather towering 7'1" stature, he believes Shaq is from the stars. I'm an all-star, if that's what you mean. Oh, if only that was the case, Shaq. If only that was the case. Shaq's trying to drum up some business for his game. In fact, it's going to be quite a battle, even though it's for charity. A battle, you say? Then you can save the little boy Nezu if you really are the magic one. I think you're looking for Magic Johnson, sir. No time to explain. Go through the portal! Welcome to wherever the hell this is. Shaq's plopped into an open world where he can freely walk around, visit the various sites, and pick fights with the locals. I know this game gets a lot of crap, but I do like this open world format. Instead of forcing you to fight each opponent in a certain order, you can choose who you want to fight first. For example, I have a tough time fighting this old man at the North Gate. In fact, I fight this old man like, well, Will Riker fighting an old man.
Vitamins do wonders for the body.
To be fair, that old man has an advantage with a stick and ominous green plasma attacks, despite being half of Shaq's size.
Judge me by my size, do you?
But because I have the option to fight him first, I can save those precious lives by fighting the old man at the start of the game, restarting if necessary without losing my progress, and then take on the easier fights with all my lives later on. Work smarter, not harder, kids. Each location is themed and has its own fighter you must defeat to move on. And what the hell is with this dialogue? I'm gonna rock your chair, Grandpa? Are we going around beating up old people now, Shaq?
I had to beat an old lady with a stick to get these cranberries.
You call yourself Diesel? Ha ha ha! Oh, now we're making fun of people's names? Diesel didn't choose that name, Shaq! My swords will make you think twice about that comment? Yeah, and I'm gonna log a complaint with the manager after this fight. Tell me where the boy Nezu is before I beat it out of you. Direct, but not exactly clever. Yeah, right. I'll whisper it in your ear after I slap you silly? Slap you silly. Heck, he doesn't even slap you. Emperor Palpagrin does a lot of lightning attacks instead. All joking aside, while the character designs aren't necessarily bad, they're pretty generic. It's enough to give each fight a different move, but they're not exactly groundbreaking designs. Oh, come on, Shaq! Calling a man a brazier?
A bra is for ladies. Meet the bro.
But okay, enough talk about how the game looks, and the hilariously bad dialogue. How well does the fighting play? Well, not well. And for a fighting game, that's not good. The basic components of a retro fighting game are all there. One-on-one, facing each other, and when the fight starts, you attack your opponent to deplete their health meter, and the fight ends when either yours or your opponent's health meter is empty and someone does a little victory dance. Look at Jack go! Your attacks are composed of punching, kicking, and combos, but for the life of me, I could not do combos effectively. Maybe it speaks to my skills in fighting games, or lack thereof. But I ended up getting my ass kicked just by trying to activate them. Let's face it, combos are a big part of fighting games, but when it's too difficult to use them, you're gonna do without them. I wanted to use the Shakuriken! And some enemies even have special abilities that just make fights unfair. Or at least unfair if you can't do combos properly. Especially when they can teleport during a fight. I'm looking at you, Catwoman! Oh, sorry, Kaori. Yeah, it's easy to win a fight when you can keep your distance and have lightning strike your enemies, and they can't even counter it. I'm not even sure button mashing will save you here. Most combos seem to be a combination of some directional movements and a button. Even moving is a chore in this game. You're limited to teeny tiny steps towards your opponent, so the only way to move around quickly is by jumping to roughly where your opponent is. It's hardly elegant. There's also a way to make Shaq run, but I couldn't tell you how to do it. So it's tough to move, combos are difficult, and some opponents are simply overpowered. So what was my winning strategy to get anywhere in this game? Push my opponents to the end of the screen and kick them. Yep, it turns out the old Bobby Hill technique is a viable strategy in this game.
That's my purse! I don't know you!
I did manage to get reasonably far into the game, even opening up the first bridge. However, I only got as far as the fight with Nezu, and that's it. Sorry kids, but the All-Star Charity game will have to be canceled because some old man sent Shaq through a weird portal.
'Cause that's how I beat Shaq!
The game does have other modes besides story mode, where you can just fight as whatever character you want, and even fight your friends in tournaments, so if you don't want to go through the trouble of a story, you can still fight the good fights. Well, good is more of a euphemism here. So is Shaq Fu really that bad? Well, it's pretty bad. The actual fighting is a chore, combos are hard to do, and some fights feel woefully one-sided. It's also hard to deny that this game is both generic and a shameless cash grab where the only thing going for it is that it has Shaq. And if you still doubt this game is a cash grab, I'll point you to the Pepsi logos in the game's intro. In fact, part of me wishes I hadn't replayed this game so I can remember it as it was. Which still wasn't a very good game, but I didn't realize it at the time. Nevertheless, there's still a part of me that can't hate this game, at least not in the way other people seem to. Maybe it's the nostalgia blinding me, but I can also find a certain 90s charm in the ridiculousness of a fighting game based around Shaq. Heck, I'd even argue that the game looks pretty good and the soundtrack even has some catchy numbers. But nevertheless, it isn't very good, and I think when you have beloved games like Street Fighter 2 in the same genre and even the same system, it only makes Shaq Fu look worse. But destroy every copy of it? Oh, heck no. I'm not entirely convinced the campaign was a serious one, but even though I would gain by having the last 2 copies of Shaq Fu in my possession, and would therefore possess not 1, but 2 near priceless pieces of gaming history in my collection, I don't think it should come to completely erasing its existence. People of the future should be allowed to experience the product of 90s marketing and half-baked ideas on the Sega Genesis. Heck, we could even make an entire Shaq-themed museum where we can display Shaq memorabilia for generations to see. It shall be called the Love Shack. So what do you think of Shaq Fu? Did you not hate it? Or did you straight up despise it? Is it as bad as people say it is? Was my review of it fair, or am I too blinded by nostalgia to recognize this game for what it is? And what are some of the worst games you've ever played? Please, leave comments below and discuss. As always, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Woz Reviews. If you like what you see, why not give my video a like and subscribe to my channel? Tell your friends. Until next time.
This is how I go from Shaquille to Shakur. Get it?